How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. No one has ever become poor by giving. Look at how a single candle can both defy and define the darkness. I can shake off everything as I write, my sorrows disappear, my courage is reborn. I've found that there is always some beauty left in nature, sunshine, freedom, in yourself. These can all help you. I don't think of all the misery, but of the beauty that still remains. Parents can only give good advice or put them on the right paths, but the final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. Where there's hope, there's life. It fills us with fresh courage and makes us strong again. People can tell you to keep your mouth shut, but that doesn't stop you from having your own opinion. Whoever is happy will make others happy. In the long run, the sharpest weapon of all is a kind and gentle spirit. I think a lot, but I don't say much. A quiet conscience makes one strong. We all live with the objective of being happy. Our lives are all different and yet the same. But feelings can't be ignored, no matter how unjust or ungrateful they seem. As long as this exists, this sunshine and this cloudless sky, and as long as I can enjoy it, how can I be sad? There's only one rule you need to remember: laugh at everything and forget everybody else. It sounds egotistical, but it's actually the only cure for those suffering from self-pity. Memories mean more to me than dresses. Those who have courage and faith shall never perish in misery. I wish to go on living even after my death. The weak die out and the strong will survive, and will live on forever. Deep down, the young are lonelier than the old. Everyone thinks I'm showing off when I talk, ridiculous when I'm silent, insolent when I answer, cunning when I have a good idea, lazy when I'm tired, selfish when I eat one bite more than I should. Everyone has inside of him a piece of good news. The good news is that you don't know how great you can be, how much you can love, what you can accomplish, and what your potential is. If we bear all this suffering and if there are still Jews left, when it is over, then Jews, instead of being doomed, will be held up as an example. I love you, with a love so great that it simply couldn't keep growing inside my heart, but had to leap out and reveal itself in all its magnitude. I've reached the point where I hardly care whether I live or die. The world will keep on turning without me. I can't do anything to change events anyway. Paper is more patient than man. Laziness may appear attractive, but work gives satisfaction. Sympathy, love, fortune. We all have these qualities but still tend to not use them. I want to write, but more than that, I want to bring out all kinds of things that lie buried deep in my heart. People who have a religion should be glad, for not everyone has the gift of believing in heavenly things. Crying can bring relief, as long as you don't cry alone. Don't condemn me, remember rather that sometimes I, too, can reach the bursting point. In spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. I simply can't build up my hopes on a foundation consisting of confusion, misery and death. Boys will be boys. And even that wouldn't matter if only we could prevent girls from being girls. The best remedy for those who are afraid, lonely or unhappy is to go outside, somewhere where they can be quite alone with the heavens, nature and God. The reason for my starting a diary is that I have no real friend. This week I've been reading a lot and doing little work. That's the way things ought to be. That's surely the road to success. There's something happening every day, but I'm too tired and lazy to write it all down. Sometimes I'm so deeply buried under self-reproaches that I long for a word of comfort to help me dig myself out again. I think it's odd that grown-ups quarrel so easily and so often and about such petty matters. Up to now I always thought bickering was just something children did and that they outgrew it. I've learned one thing: you can only really get to know a person after a row. Only then can you judge their true character. I do my best to please everybody, far more than they'd ever guess. I try to laugh it all off, because I don't want to let them see my trouble. An empty day, though clear and bright, is just as dark as any night. I'm currently in the middle of a depression. I couldn't really tell you what set it off, but I think it stems from my cowardice, which confronts me at every turn. The young are not afraid of telling the truth. What is done cannot be undone, but one can prevent it happening again. In the future I'm going to devote less time to sentimentality and more time to reality. It must be awful to feel you're not needed. Our lives are fashioned by our choices. First we make our choices. Then our choices make us. A person can be lonely even if he is loved by many people, because he is still not the one and only to anyone. Don't be too assuming, it doesn't get you anywhere. What I condemn are our system of values and the men who don't acknowledge how great, difficult, but ultimately beautiful women's share in society is. Misfortunes never come singly. I am what a romantic movie is to a profound thinker, a mere diversion, a comic interlude, something that is soon forgotten. One gets on better in life if one is not over-modest. If I'm engrossed in a book, I have to rearrange my thoughts before I can mingle with other people, because otherwise they might think I was strange. Ordinary people don't know how much books can mean to someone who's cooped up. What's the point of the war? Why, oh why can't people live together peacefully? Why all this destruction? I wonder if anyone can ever succeed in making their children content. Riches can all be lost, but that happiness in your own heart can only be veiled, and it will bring you happiness again, as long as you live. I can't let them see my doubts, or the wounds they've inflicted on me. I want to see the world and do all kinds of exciting things, and a little money won't hurt. Sleep makes the silence and the terrible fear go by more quickly, helps pass the time, since it's impossible to kill. Time heals all wounds. Work, love, courage and hope. Make me good and help me cope. Deep down I know I could never be that innocent again, however much I'd like to be. Anne Frank was a young Jewish girl who gained worldwide fame after her diary was published, written while hiding from the Nazis during World War II. Born in Germany in 1929, Anne and her family moved to Amsterdam to escape persecution. They went into hiding in 1942 when the Nazi occupation intensified. And documented her experiences, hopes, and fears in her diary, which vividly portrays the challenges and emotions of living in confinement. Tragically, Anne and her family were discovered and deported to concentration camps in 1944. Anne died in Bergen-Belsen concentration camp at the age of 15, but her diary remains a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the atrocities of the Holocaust.